and welcome to healthyhouseplants.com, where we teach you all about gardening in the great indoors. If you'd like to support our show, please use our Amazon affiliate link below. If you really don't like brown leaf tips, it's good to know which houseplants are more prone to brown leaf tips than others, because certain houseplants are. And it also is good to know so that you can make sure to do all the things that you need to do to prevent those brown leaf tips whenever possible. I do have videos on preventing brown leaf tips. I will link those videos below, as well as any other videos I mention in this video too. Okay, so plants to be on the lookout for that do tend to get brown leaf tips. And those are the plants in the Dracaena family. Any plants with strap-like foliage, and the Dracaena family of plants tend to have a lot of strap-like foliage for a lot of the species. And you can see there that there is definitely a brown leaf tip right there on this guy. You can cut them off, and I do have videos on how to cut them off as well, so you can make it look better. But just, like I said, this is about the ones that are prone to it. Dracaenas, especially this corn plant, as mentioned, definitely prone to it. Other types of Dracaenas as well, the ones with the thinner leaves too. Okay, another one that's famous for getting brown leaf tips is the spider plant. And this right here is Lucy, who has been in a revival series. So you may have already seen her. And she does occasionally get brown leaf tips, not too many, but she will get a few. So I can see one as I pull this up. There you can see that, and I think there was a no, it's not, that's not the one. Okay, here you go. So there it is, the brown leaf tip. Okay, so a few brown leaf tips. Once again, they can be pruned off. So another thing, another plant that is prone to brown leaf tips. The peace lilies will get some brown leaf tips, but as you can see, these aren't that bad, but they're just the tip. Often with these guys can be prone to brown leaf tips. Also, calathea, and here's a calathea here. So a little bit of browning on the top of the plant right there. The plant right now, it's actually late afternoon, and she's already gone to bed. Calathea close up their leaves like prayer plants do when it starts to go towards evening. So otherwise she would have been spread out more. You could have seen, but you can get an idea there of that browning, and it's kind of with calatheas, especially the ones that a lot of them have rounder leaves. You're going to see it like around the round tip part, and sometimes all the way around the leaf. Okay, another plant that I just mentioned, and that's prayer plant. Prayer plant, also susceptible to brown leaf tips. So that gives you an idea of some of the top culprits for brown leaf tips. And so when you get a plant with brown leaf tips, then I need to keep an extra eye on the brown leaf tips. And the reasons, as I mentioned, I have other videos about the reasons and how to deal with it, but just to give you a top overview of the reasons here. The water quality is a biggie. So if there's fluoride in the water, chlorine in the water, any other heavy metals in the water, and also salts in the water, they will cause the brown leaf tips. Low humidity is infamous for creating brown leaf tips. So that's another thing to keep in mind. Inconsistent watering. So sometimes you water good, sometimes you don't, sometimes you overwater, sometimes you underwater. That will cause brown leaf tips as well. Chemical fertilizer overuse. That is a huge reason for brown leaf tips. People don't realize that. I do have a video on why you really want to use organic fertilizers, and I mention it in many of my videos, and this is one. Brown leaf tips is one of the big reasons. Okay, and as mentioned, you can cut them off, and I will link to those videos as well. So there you go. Houseplants prone to brown leaf tips. Thank you for stopping by today. Please leave any comments about any indoor gardening tutorials you'd like to see. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, and share this video. And please check the bell if you'd like to be notified when new videos are released.